Video is about who you are. Demand yourself to self-respect oneself. Remember that your accomplishments do not define who you are. They are part of what makes you who you are, but they do not define you. There are many things that make up a person and allow them to be who they are. First, you are started by the spirit that God gives you. Whether you believe in an almighty being or you call him whatever you want to call him, he exists. He is the ultimate scientist. He deals with the chemicals of the world. That's why it's called the discovery of science, not the creation of science, because there's one creator. You have not begun to create until you realize this. Now, thus, back to the self. Oneself is defined by that. Then the biology of the parents that are put together, we call it DNA. It's the dynamic makeup of a person. You are already and instantly encoded with the spiritual creator, then your parents and what they like. You've heard plenty of people say to young African American men who've never been around their father, or young women who don't see their close bond to their mother as it is, or, just instances, even uncles or other traits where they'll say, you act just like her, you look just like her, you walk or you talk just like her, so-and-so used to do that, or your grandfather, a person you've never met that's been long deceased. These are the makeups. But remember, those are not the only things that define you as well. Because as I said before, your accomplishments are not the only thing that defines you. So you must remember that your DNA is not the only thing that defines you. Spirituality is not the only thing that defines you. What defines you is what you are and what you do. What defines you is what you say and the actions you put behind what you say. If you are a true person, always remember to speak and invoke with attitude what you mean. If something does not exist in the atmosphere, it does not mean that it will not exist or will never exist. You must acknowledge it for it to exist. If you say you want to be a king, you must first say, I am a king. Wake up every day and edify yourself. I am a prince before I am a king. So you must say that first. You must understand that you are royalty before you are a prince, a royal prince. You could be anything. But you must remember that you start with the foundation. Thus, that is why I said the total makeup of a person is not one thing, but it begins somewhere. Spirituality is the first thing it begins with. One acknowledging that there is something greater than oneself. Your parents are greater than you, so you already have to acknowledge that there is something greater than you. Honor thy mother and father, honor thy children, honor thy neighbor, honor thy friend, honor oneself. If you cannot honor yourself, you cannot honor other beings around you. Be respectful. Be kind. Be you. And be a light of encouragement. When things seem negative, acknowledge what they are. Acknowledge them. Do not sweep them under the rug. But also put a point on your board that says to yourself, this does not define me. This is a fall. A fall is only meant so that you can understand what it feels like to fly. You must be flying in order to fall. So understand that when you fall, you were flying first. Be grateful. Be grateful to oneself that one is encouraging oneself. When things seem like they are hopeless and you have nowhere to go, no one to turn to. Remember, your first basis is spirituality. Your second basis is your parents. But it ultimately all falls on you. Who will encourage you but you? Encourage yourself. Wake up every day and tell yourself, I am a princess. I am loved. I am beautiful. I am someone. I am going somewhere. It is not riches that give me wealth, but the knowledge that I ascertain that I used in a proper manner that make me wise. It is the love and respect and the honor that I give to those I barely know. See, because it is easy to love your mother. She does for you. It is easy to respect your neighbor. He lives next to you. It is easy to honor thy teacher. She teaches you. It is easy to look up to your football coach. He pushes you. The true challenge is, can you bridge a gap between those that are called enemies? Is that gap worth bridging? Is the first question you ask. And you try. If you try and you're unsuccessful, you try again. If you try and you're unsuccessful the second time, then you leave it up to them because they see you are trying. An enemy sometimes is just an enemy. They're just that. Someone who is an adversary to what you were trying to do. Remember and recognize the difference. But what is even harder, because an enemy is someone you know. So what is even harder is to encourage, enlighten, have a deep and a grateful conversation with a complete stranger who's either sitting at the bus stop, riding on the bus next to you, shopping in the shopping cart, walking into your place of business, someone you are greeting, not for a gainful circumstance, not because you're getting paid to, not because it is something that intrigues you by their beauty or what they're wearing or what they're driving, but because it is a challenge or a goal that is something that will help build you. Meet strangers. Meet other people. Let them not become strangers, but become friends. Associates. Get people's numbers. You have a phone that is so smart, but it's so dumb to have a phone that only has people's numbers that you know. Engage with people. This is what defines you. Who you are in your community. What your spirituality set is, who your parents are, what comes out of your body, children, and other such things. Mouth, words, verbally, and how you carry yourself. Remember, respect yourself before you respect anything else. Because if you respect someone more than you respect yourself, you truly don't respect it. If you respect, honor, and love yourself, you'll be fine. Give to others honor, respect, and loyalty. Oral, O-R-A-L. Honor, respect, and loyalty. Remember this. Oral, O-R-A-L. Oral, what you say orally out of your mouth. I know there's a different spelling for most people. It is not something you might grasp, but this is something I want to impart on you and teach you. Be respectful. Orally, what you say out of your mouth is what you should mean, is what you should do. You know who I am. Now you know who we are. Love, deuces.